All right, I'm gonna go now. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Just Two Homies podcast. I'm your host, Dylan. Barkeen is not with us today, but I have a special guest on the show, Silverbackmel. I'm gonna link his socials right now in front of the video. If you guys don't know, he's a TikToker influencer with almost 100K followers on TikTok. So he's gonna be on the show. He's gonna be talking about himself, what you guys can go find his socials at. He's gonna go ahead and tell you all his socials, and we're just gonna talk about some TikTok topics. So go ahead, Mel. Introduce yourself. What's up?
What's up? Silverbackmel, also known as Eric Melvin, Eric R. Melvin. Like you said, social media influencer. I started with TikTok. I'm branching out to Instagram. Got a Facebook page. I'm actually on Twitch as well and Discord. Everything is Silverbackmel, Mel, not Male, even though I am a guy. We do get that confused a lot, so it's Mel. Just uh, trying to get out here and get my face everywhere as possible. Definitely doing semi-pro football, comedy, gaming. I'm a car enthusiast, so I do mods on the Jeep. What else? We actually got a TV show coming out on Amazon Prime called Extension Level Event. That's with me, Slow Mo, the Regulators. They call me Toby too. A lot of other creators on TikTok that are going to be on this, so it's super big. Can't wait for that to drop.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. I actually wanted to talk about that because you mentioned it on your live how you were in a Amazon Prime series, which I thought was really cool for you because that's pretty big. I mean, a whole. I mean, that's big. Like that's industrial level. So, yeah, I also want to talk about how your car enthusiasm. That's really cool. I see a lot of people on TikTok trying to promote that because it's a pretty big hobby worldwide, and it's just pretty cool. So before we start any further, what would you have to say about TikTok currently, a current state of people who are trying to get their name out there, and how I've heard a lot of people say it's pretty easy to actually branch off of how easy the algorithm of TikTok works. You can get your stuff out there pretty quick and get lots of views too. So what did you do? That really that really started to help promote you and kind of get you popping off.
Be honest with you, it was kind of a accidental thing. I got on TikTok to monitor my daughter's account because she was younger, and I just wanted to make sure it wasn't no crazy mess up there. So I definitely got on there, and for months I just kind of watched what she said or what she posted, what the comments were, and I got bored one day and posted a video, and it kind of took off from there. And I don't know, my niche is just I'm a normal person. I'm a normal guy. Some people see me as a big creator. I'm be honest with you. I'm not, especially compared to my friends. I'm definitely a small fish, but it was just more or less my biggest thing is consistency. Always posting, taking notes, hearing what the people are saying in the comments, listening to what they're saying on the lives, because the people are going to tell you what they want to see, what's making them laugh, what's not making them laugh, or whatever your niche is. If it's food, look at the comments, see what they're saying. Hey, that video was dope, or I didn't really like that video, or can you try this? Can you try that? People want to know that you can connect to them. So if they're saying, hey, if they speak back. Don't be too big to not speak to people or message them and things like that. So, I think that was my thing, just being genuine. Being genuine, I feel like is what really pushed me out there to where people would want to see me and want to share my stuff because they know I'm relatable. We go through the same problems, the headaches of kids or dogs, cars not working, especially on the car side. When you put something on and you're hype about the new mod, and then 10 other things go bad, and you're like, here we go. I just wanted to change this one thing.
Yeah, another
So,
problem escalates to another. Yeah,
exactly.
that's another thing that I feel like a lot of influencers now. I mean, not necessarily like the million follower, verified, that's per se. I'm talking about, there's people who I've seen go from 100 followers to like 20K, and they
Yeah.
just instantly just like they think they're up here and they don't talk to their fan base, and like you know, you have to think about those people have brought you to where you are, and it's just I feel like I can understand how it's looked upon as they don't really understand it because for some people it's a brand new idea to them. They just got they're starting a following, a brand, and there's a lot of those people who like see them as friends, look up to them, or like they're having a bad day, they make their day better. There's people who go through stuff that when they stop talking to them or when they stop interacting with their fan base, they kind of take it to a bad way. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
definitely see that in your content, though. And there's a lot of other people who are really involved with their following. That's 100% one of the best parts about it for most creators is a lot of people thrive off talking to their fans to know that people actually support them, which I think is
Yeah.
crazy cool. But another thing I want to talk about is all this rage on TikTok about how how divided it's becoming. You know, you're seeing a lot of topics that just everybody has freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? That's totally understandable. But there's a lot of like, I feel like TikTok used to be where everybody was just having a good time, chilling. You know, obviously the dancing trends were huge all of 2020, but now I'm starting to see a lot of like politics, views on this, views on that, and it almost seems like it's kind of starting to turn into like not necessarily a war, but you know, I've seen a lot of people start to like fade people different ways, and you know what I'm saying, just kind of that like, okay, so we know where this is going, kind of like how
Yeah.
Instagram did a couple of years ago, politics. So I want to know, like, how do you see? Do you think TikTok has a place for politics or opinions? I mean, what do you think about that?
Um, it can, but I feel like sometimes the lines get crossed because you got your politics side, and sometimes the lines cross in regards to politics. The politics side of TikTok maybe try to cross over into the younger generation, and not everybody in the younger generation is appealing to politics. So then you get the clash of these young kids don't understand the world that they're creating, and then the young kids are like, "Why are you hounding us? We just want to have fun." So it's like there's a bunch of lanes in TikTok. If everybody kind of just, if you're gonna merge, find a way to do it peacefully
Right.
versus just attacking the kids attacking the adults attacking the kids, and then it creates some type of division versus let's teach them a better way. Let's find a way to connect to them using what they like versus we're gonna bully them for it.
Right. And you know, that's another thing I see a lot is, you know, another thing is a lot of people like I said, everybody has their own, you know, everybody can believe what they want to, but when you start
Oh,
to
hold
talk about it,
on,
you're good.
give me 1 second. 1 second. Oh, and my mother-in-law nurse pulled up. Sorry about that. Mother-in-law nurse pulled up, so I had to
Oh no,
get
you're
the
good.
door. She was good. Okay.
um
Sorry, man.
so like I was saying, yeah, you know, I think like I said, everybody has freedom of speech. I think that's cool, but I feel like now, especially, you know, 2021, you know, I'm
Hmm.
19. I see my dad was I had a conversation with my dad the other day. It was actually kind of cool to talk to him about this, you know, when he was in high school, you know, politics didn't divide people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had their own
Yeah.
opinion, but at the end of the day, we all bleed red. We're all, you know what I'm saying? We're all human. Obviously, we all make mistakes, but you know, at the end of the day, I don't think you should really be looking at people different because I mean, obviously, like I said, you know, somebody might look at something else different than you, and we're all different at the end of the day. So I can see that, but you know, I see a lot of TikTok, you know, a lot of people hating on like Trump and Sleepy Joe. The divide is crazy, but at the end of the day, I bet you if you took politics out of it, they could find something in common they like, and it's just it sucks to see that because a lot of people try to spread positivity and people just keep bringing them down. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
Hmm.
you're just trying to make people smile. So, yeah, that's just another thing I just wanted to quickly mention because I had a couple other people. I did another show the other day, not with a YouTube influencer, and he was talking about how you know he sees a lot. You know, he does kind of he's kind of like a realization theorist. It was actually really cool. He's a really smart dude, like super
Nice.
smart. And he was
Nice.
talking about you know how like some of the topics he talks about. Um, you know he's a conspiracist, so he's talking about like what World War II did that caused this now. You know what I'm saying? Those kinds of things. And he
Hmm.
was talking about his comments for bringing up you know Joe Biden caused this and that when they had nothing. He didn't even mention you know any of that. So yeah, that's kind of crazy. I feel like that's really big. Another thing though I want to mention is you let me go ahead and pull it up. You're about to start this show on what is it, Tuesdays or Mondays? I forgot. But I want to talk
It's gonna
about
be
that.
on Mondays.
Can you go ahead and explain a little bit of that so they can see it? Because I'm actually really excited for it.
Okay. Well, yeah, that one is gonna be called Mondays with Mel. Um, it's basically just no holds bar, just people coming together talking about situations like this on a platform where, or in a safe zone where you can't be judged. No one's gonna yell at you. There's not gonna be any hate involved. It's just people voicing their opinions to try to create that bridge of I don't understand this and I don't get it, but you do help me understand it because based off of what I know, I don't like it. And sometimes we have situations where people don't like things simply because of lack of knowledge and no one there to converse with them. So one being the LGBTQ community. I want to get guests that are in that community, but are also, I guess, kind of tough skinned to where they're able to talk to somebody who doesn't have a lot of knowledge on it, who doesn't understand it, or just doesn't think it makes sense to them, and they're able to get an understanding. Not where it's like, oh, we'll convert them to understand, to love it, and all. They may end up not loving it still at the end, or may not wanting to be a part of it, but they know more about it based off of the fact they're able to talk
They're
freely.
educated.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's certain things even I want to talk about, and I'm like, I don't want to do it on TikTok because I know it's going to get banned.
Right.
I'll lose my live. Even I'm trying it on Facebook and Instagram, and it still may not fly. There is a app that I just recently found called New Media TV. It is on Apple and Play, or what is it? Yeah, App Store and the Play Store. Um, I'm working out something with the creators of that to see if I can create a platform there where I can get everybody there to intake and download the app and take in. So far so good. I'm still working out some things, bouncing back and forth with the owner of that, but that may be the official platform where I use the Mondays with Mail, where people come in and we can just talk and we can just you know come together without worrying about being banned, without worrying about having to
Right.
say
Freedom of speech without
something.
having to go,
Right.
reap the punishment, or what I'm saying, which is
Exactly.
ridiculous. So
Exactly.
it's not like you're doing anything
Exactly.
crazy. It's another thing too. Now that you mentioned it, I think the TikTok. I don't know if you heard that. It's about to pour down rain.
Oh no, no.
It scared me. Another thing that I tend to see a lot now is how strict, TikTok's community guidelines really are. Now, obviously, there are some things that I understand. You don't want to be promoting anything, or you don't want anything on your app that could make you look like you don't really care. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, I don't really know too much about the guidelines. I don't really post on TikTok. I mean, I watch a lot of it. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure a lot of people do who are watching do, but you know, I see a lot of even big creators. I don't know. There's a kid. He has a mental disability. His name's World of T Shorts. The kid who goes to New York a lot, and I don't know. He's just obviously he's different. He's very smart. It's not like he's like it's not like his disability like holds him back. He's definitely he's like 1.2 million. He just got banned on TikTok for posting a video that happened, I don't know, 4 months back. He was walking in a market somewhere, and I'm pretty sure it had something to do with a fish. Like he was at like a meat market, a fish, a seafood market, and he picked up the fish and slapped him in the face, and it's tagged as animal cruelty. Well, I don't really understand how that works because number one, the animal's already dead,
Yeah.
and it's not like he was like ripping it up, kicking it all over the floor. Like he just slapped him in the face and said "fish slap" and tagged it, and it got like it got a bunch of he's got like 500K likes, and now the community's trying to frame him for that, and so in that case they've banned his live, and he's already on his second strike, meaning that if he gets another one, I think it's what terminate your account or something, or I think
Yeah.
it's like yeah. So I don't understand. There are accounts that get banned for good reasoning. There's definitely always going to be those cases, but I feel like there's a lot of the punishment is it's not necessary for some things. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like they're trying to just they're going out of their way per se to try and
Yeah.
ban people, which it's very annoying. It's frustrating, definitely frustrating for some of those people. I
I
don't
think
know.
a lot of it is these platforms like TikTok will use the fans to they have that ability to report and hey, kind of self govern their area. However, the people who can support it to say it's okay don't have the same pull.
Right,
So, prime example, I was on live yesterday and I don't drive when I live. Of course, it's extremely dangerous, but even more so, I have to put in the caption, I am not driving, because even if it looks like I could be driving, I will get banned for 10, 20 minutes for driving. Well, yesterday I put that I'm not driving, but we somehow got to talking about religion. Nothing bad. My girlfriend had a different opinion on religion than I did. We're just talking. People inside the group are simply talking about how, I get where you're coming from. I get where she's coming from. I get banned, and it's for controversial activity. I wasn't telling anybody.
To do one thing
hate
or another.
God or
Right.
love God. Yeah, I was just she voiced her opinion. I was like, yeah, well, this is how I feel, and she was like, well, I've never known that. Like we actually had a moment on live where we expressed religion, something that's hard to express in relationships to begin with in this day and age, and we discovered new things about each other in front of the fans, like in front of our people. So it was like it was a good moment, but that moment was taken away simply because it was a trigger that
Right.
maybe somebody had an ability to report, and then when I go to appeal it, all it is click appeal. You don't have the chance to explain why you're appealing it. They technically don't give you a reason. They say controversial. I'm assuming it's the religion side. We talked about it, religion. We talked about race. We talked about dating. We were going to talk about cars because I was heading to a car show. So I don't know exactly what triggered it. So with that being said, once I become unblocked from live, I almost don't want to go live no more because
Right.
I'm gonna mess up again. Because you
Yeah.
don't tell me exactly what triggered the block. You give me a blanket statement, and then I'm like, well, now I can't talk about A to Z
Right.
because you know what I'm saying. It's gonna be blocked, and that's for people who use that as financial gain, or they're going live because they know it brings in revenue for their
A source
home
of
and things like
income.
that. Yeah, you're playing in a sense. You're playing and toying with their money.
Right.
I might not be able to feed my kids because I can't go live for the next 5 days. What am I supposed to do?
Right. And that's I had something else to say, but I'm gonna put something else in there. It's different when people who are educated don't make it. They don't engage in the conversation to make it look two way or one sided. You know what I'm saying? Not coming at the other person. When you're able to talk to somebody about a really sensitive topic and nobody gets mad, that's pretty good. Like that
Yeah,
means you're educated. You know what you're talking. You're using the right words. So for TikTok to come in and say like, even though there was nobody arguing and there was no hate, there was no bad blood, and they still ban you, I see that kind of like a, oh well, screw you, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing.
yeah,
And I don't know, that whole that topic is just so frustrating. And like certain creators, some of those topics are based around their channel. I'm not saying that your channel was based around it, but it's good for the health of a channel to probably diverse into other topics. And like you said, you were just about to start talking about cars. You have a lot of cars on your page, so I don't understand, and I don't even understand how it works. I don't know if it's someone manually watching your live who does it, or if they have like a bot that kind of like goes through lives and is just scrolling through, and then I'm sure they have some crazy technology, billion-dollar company, I'm sure, but
yeah.
you know I don't know.
But in that sense, because of that, you and I'm almost guaranteeing with you, like you said, there's some type of algorithm or some type of system that creates a trigger from words, which is cool in the sense of somebody not manually going into each live. But if you're going to do that, at least give us the ability to see what caused the trigger, explain it, and then dialect. The
Right.
initial grab, okay, make that electrical, make that technical where all the bots are catching it. But then when I say, okay, well, I don't agree with that, talk to me. Why don't you agree with it? I don't agree with it because based off of what the bot said, it's this, this, and this is what my aim was with doing that. Okay,
Right.
I get it. We'll review it and see it. No, it's click a button. Oh, the button didn't work. We're still banning you for the next couple of days. And that's why I feel like that's why, and I've talked about it before. When you talk about 100,000 on TikTok versus 10,000 on Instagram or Facebook, it hits different because anybody, you have a kid make a video and get 100,000 fans like that.
Right. On a snap of a
And
finger overnight.
right. And because you play around with the fact of at any given moment you can be banned without giving a real reason and things like that, people look at TikTok as, oh, you're just a TikToker. You don't, you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
have,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have, unless you have a million and even being verified, there's companies, there's branding and stuff like that that don't take simply
Yeah.
having a TikTok platform as solidified that you're doing something. That's
Right.
why a lot of your creators have to say, go follow my Instagram, go follow my Facebook, go follow my YouTube because
They're not
I
getting
need
that
to be,
sponsored revenue or any of that, brand deal. Yeah. Yeah. I see what you're
yeah.
saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's definitely a I feel like nowadays, obviously social media has been popping off for past couple of years. 8 to 10 years. When
Yeah.
Instagram launched and all that. Now it's turning into it's really a business now. It's really a
Yeah.
business. Companies are starting to find these people to promote their product, And I've seen a lot of people. Actually, this is kind of crazy. I've heard a lot of people who say, when they sign those. I mean, I don't know if they sign like a contract. I'm sure they do with the brand deal, but you know, they say they also can. It can also negatively affect you at the same time. I've heard that. I've obviously never signed with a brand or anything, so I don't know. But I'm sure that there's
Yeah.
some sort of you promote our video, we'll give you this. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's some revenue coming in there. There's some other you're sponsored by them, so you get free products. That kind of deal. But I've also heard people say that some companies. I don't know any off the top of my head, nor it's not my business. But I've heard a couple people talk about how the brands that they've done brand deals with have kind of manipulated them in a way to think that what they're doing is benefiting both of them, when in reality they're playing their cards right and you don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like they're cheating almost. So I think that's just it's not I don't want to say it's aggravating. I can definitely understand how it is aggravating for the creator, but it's disappointing because, like I said, TikTok, everybody's just trying to be cool, have a good time, and when you're bringing someone down who's still promoting your product and they think, brainwashing them almost. It's just crazy. Another thing, though, I wanted to mention was when you mentioned the, what is it? The bot system. I heard an idea come out the other day on Twitter. I just tried to find the post, but I couldn't find it. Someone said that, obviously you can put your hashtags in your videos, so, push it out. But I think when people go live, there needs to be a search topic function. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, let's just say you were live about cars. Person types in cars, you would come up. You know what I'm saying? Something.
Yeah.
I think people don't understand how big the live part of TikTok is too, because there's a lot of live people. People go live because that is like the one-on-one interaction with your fans. Like that is where you get to talk to them in that moment, right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Somebody could comment 3 hours ago, they don't go back on TikTok for a day. You know what I'm saying? So with that live interaction, how do you think that would help? Do you think that would help? Not just you, but other influencers trying to promote their brand and push themselves out more?
Absolutely. Because then you can do things like an age filter. Strictly for adults, you got to verify your age and things like that. And granted, it's not foolproof, so of course you'll have some people slip through the cracks. They're trying to do something like that now, where it's like a tab you select while you're live, and then you can go to that tab. But again, like you said, it's a big general tab. So daily life, chat, sports. It's not
Right.
breaking it
It's not
down to
exact. What you.
yeah,
Like it could be about life, but you want to be talking about like life in this category. Like for example, like
yeah,
life like business, or what I'm saying, like break it down into so that people who have the exact same interests as you could put it in, and then the list of the people who have the same tags will come up. Kind of like Omegle. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
put in that,
yeah,
and you get matched with the people who have the same exact. They're waiting to engage with the same topic. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So people aren't
yeah.
just scrolling through lives. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that could definitely benefit the community a lot, because I've seen a lot of people start to go on live now, and especially when your TikTok account, I've seen a lot of people been like, follow me so I can get to 1,000 followers so I can go on live. There are people who strictly get followers so they can go on live, and
Right.
I think that putting a little bit more focus on that section of TikTok could definitely help it out. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
So okay, Mel. So another thing, I saw your clip of you playing Warzone. Are you a pretty big gamer?
I'm starting to be, yeah. I'm getting more into gaming versus just Warzone, because I mean Warzone is fun, but
Right.
I'm be honest with you, I suck at Warzone. Like I can guarantee you maybe a kill or two. While I got friends that come in, drop 10, 10, 12 bodies, and I'm just like, hey, but if you go down, I'll revive you,
Right.
because I can do that. Like, so I'm working out the kinks on that. But like I just got the show, even though it's 18, I didn't get a brand new one because I didn't know if I would like it or not. I think I'm gonna start streaming on that as well. So yeah, I'm trying to tap into the gaming field because it's something fun to do, a
It's different,
pastime to
and
get your mind off of it.
it's actually kind of crazy too, because the gaming community on social media is so big. There,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, social media in itself, there's a whole. Besides gaming, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff that people promote or about, but the gaming in itself, man. I'm telling you, man. I see people who literally grind that stuff all day, and it pays
Yeah.
off. And in video game, especially with the video game community and the content of gaming, it's a lot of grinding. You know what I'm saying? At least with,
Mhm.
TikTok, it's definitely. I would definitely say grinding on TikTok is a lot easier because it's so much easier to obviously you can get shadow banned, and they can like post block your stuff so people can't see it, obviously. But if you're on a fresh account, you could easily get 1,000 followers in a month. I mean, it's really not that bad. I mean, but with the gaming channel, you know, I've I've seen, when TikTok first came out, there wasn't a lot of gaming content on it. Now,
Hmm.
all these influencers are promoting their content on it because it is so easy to get those viewers to come in, and they're like, "Oh, Warzone! I play Warzone. He's got cool content. Hey, let me go check him out." And it just like, I can. There was this guy that I was playing. I don't know what game I was playing. Random. I think it was Warzone. Playing random fills. We were playing. His name's Alan Owens. He had like 200K maybe at the time on YouTube. That's pretty
Oh,
big.
nice.
But now he's at almost 2 million on TikTok, and he's got a million subs on YouTube. He's blown up, and it's just crazy because he said that if you want to help support me more, go check out my TikTok. So I went and looked, and then I was just obviously my For You page, he just comes through every now and then, and I'm seeing him. He's getting these numbers, and that's actually kind of cool. I think that's a good way because for the longest time, uploading a video to YouTube, you had to bank that you were getting in the algorithm for the recommended side. Like you were banking on it. You could
Yeah.
you could work 3 hours on a video, have like one of the nicest videos, and nobody could see it. And so,
Hmm.
that's another thing is that I feel like YouTube should have I mean, they have hashtags, but it's not like it goes in with the algorithm. The algorithm, I'm pretty sure, just comes in randomly, and if it picture video, picture video. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and it also
Yeah.
depends on the people who are what videos they watch, because like for your recommended, it's similar videos that have the same ideas, kind of, or different topics that come through the algorithm. So if you want to be different and your content's different, and there's only a handful of people who watch those kinds of things, the likelihood of you getting put in their algorithm is just so slim, which kind of sucks. But yeah, it's cool that you're playing Warzone. It's definitely cool. I think Twitch in itself,
Hmm.
that's an even better way to engage with your fans, because everybody plays video games. I mean, not everybody, but a lot of people connect through playing video games. I have a lot of online friends I've never met before. They're cool people. Like, I would definitely meet up with them. I would consider them good friends. But when you have something to do with somebody else, things tend to flow a lot better because it's just a game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you can get
Yeah.
mad over the game, but there's nothing controversial being talked about. There's none of this, none of that, and everybody's just having a good time, which is really cool. And I see a lot of Twitch streamers. A really good way to grow is playing games that everybody can play and everybody can engage. That way, nobody feels like they're necessarily being left out. Which, I mean,
Hmm.
it's not necessarily being left out as an issue. It's just being able to play with a creator is just that much better. You know what I'm saying? It just means that much
Yeah.
more to them because it's like, oh, this guy really does care about me. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
think I think you starting to stream more could actually help you a lot. That's gonna be a good thing. Obviously, I'm sure you don't plan on streaming daily. I mean, but like every now and then, you could go on TikTok and be like, I'm about to go live on Twitch. People who play games are gonna be like, oh, cool, let's go see. And then like you're playing the show, and then everybody, I'm just saying it just all comes
Yeah.
back together, which is dope. I
Hmm.
have a Twitch too. Um, I don't necessarily go live on it too often. Every now and then I'm playing like a game. I play a lot of 2K. I'm a 2K head.
Okay.
I play a lot of
Got you.
basketball. So yeah, the first episode of the podcast, we were just talking about 2K22. The new game's about to come out, and we were talking about cover features and all these athletes. So yeah, that's another thing too I wanted to mention. Sports. Obviously, you play football. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's pretty cool. I play football myself. Um, I think it's really cool to meet people who play sports because even if it's a different sport, you're all athletes and you know
Yeah.
what it takes to become the best of your ability and what you have to do to become the best, or to grind your ass off to literally be the best you can. You know what I'm saying? Now, not everybody's obviously trying to play for scholarships or playing for the NFL. I mean, I understand that, but a lot of people are trying to really get their name out there, and they want to take it to the next level, which is understandable. So when did you first start playing sports? What sports have you played? Just talk a little bit more about that. Obviously, now you're looking for a semi-pro team. You mentioned that before we started.
Yeah. I started playing, I would say 8 or 9. And a lot of it was just my mom died when I was a kid, and I dealt with a lot of anger issues. And instead of lashing out and wanting to fight, someone was like, "Look, man, if you want to hit somebody, go out here and hit another kid."
At least do it
And I
legally on the field.
Yeah, 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 and that's how
Yeah.
it started. So I actually played football since then. I played basketball in middle school, high school. I actually ran track in high school and middle school, and I played baseball in middle school. Wasn't good at it. Not That was the one sport I was like, yeah, I'll never try that again. But I kind of stuck with football. I ended up playing JUCO basketball when I got in the it's called Job Corps. So we played at a JUCO level. So that was the experience. But for the most part, my love was always football, and that's why I was able to play it all the way up till now. I'm 33 years old, and beginning of this year, I was still playing at a level that could take me to the nationals games in Daytona Beach or Orlando,
Right.
Florida. So, yeah, it was super fun. I'm still looking for a team. I think I got another year left in me that I can play, actual contact sports. So
Right.
I'll definitely try to find a team out here. But I mean, I even with that, like you said, the connections. I've got friends now. I got a friend who I played with him 2 years ago, and he actually plays for the Broncos now. He's the linebacker, Alex Johnson. He was in Tennessee, and me and him met playing at a team in Tennessee. I don't know if you remember, what was it called? Last Chance U. One of the wide
Oh.
receivers from Last
Yeah.
Chance U.
Yeah.
I played with him on an arena team in South Carolina. I
Yeah,
can't think of his
I
name
do
right
remember
now.
that. I saw a whole bunch of posts on. That's crazy. So yeah,
Yeah.
that means you definitely seen the whole spaghetti. You've definitely seen a lot of different ways to. Obviously it's very hard to get to the NFL. Not everybody's gonna
Yeah.
make it. You gotta be the best of the best, and you gotta work your tail off. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
I think it's cool how. Even if you don't make it to the NFL, there's all these other ways you can still play football, make some money
Mm-hmm.
on the side potentially, and you don't feel like you still have, the NFL is obviously a business. That's the national sports by itself are a business. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They're trying to they're trying to make as much money as they can. Period. That's why when you go number one in the draft, you mean something to them. They think
Yeah.
that they're gonna
Yeah.
make money off you, all that, and I feel like a lot of semi-pro football teams don't necessarily get the recognition because obviously watching a semi-pro football team is going to be different from watching a pro football team, a national football. Watching, let's just say the Mississippi Raiders is not going to be the same as watching the Baltimore Ravens play against the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's not going to be the
Right.
same, but
Right.
you still have to give credit to those people because those people are so talented.
Mm-hmm.
They still have made it to a semi-pro level. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And so, obviously you're 33 and you said how you got one more year on you. That's pretty good. Playing football until you're 33 is really good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most people don't make because their body starts to deteriorate on them and they don't want to get injured because the older you get, you break a leg, that could be
Yeah.
your life could be, you got to get a knee
Yeah.
replacement or something like that. My mom just got her knee replaced, and it was a car accident, and then she got the arthritis, and then just started fumbling, so she got the new knee. So, the older
Mm-hmm.
you get, it's not just like okay, we'll cast you up, just sit on the couch for about 2 months, and you'll be good. You know what I'm saying? You got to really
Right.
start
Right.
thinking about the health benefits. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really cool. I think sports is a topic that I feel like a lot of people, if they were to start knowing, get their knowledge up on sports, it's so. I don't want to say fun. How do I say it? It's so entertaining. That's a better way to
Yeah.
say it. It's
Yeah.
there's so much differency. I don't even know if that's a word in sports. There's so many different sports. Like for example, I love football and I love basketball. Being able to talk to someone who knows a lot about basketball is so interesting because, for example, we just had the NBA Finals. The Bucks had a sweep. They came out of nowhere, turned it around. I thought for sure the Suns were gonna win the series.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. They came back 4-6, or I think it was, I forgot what it was, 4-6 or something like that. Something crazy. Insane, though. I mean, like, and then when you have other people talking about that, you guys, that's another way to connect. That's another connection. That's another, friendship builder, So I think that's interesting. Especially, like I said, I remember if you guys don't know, I met Mel on Omegle. Crazy enough as that sounds, what are the
Yeah.
odds? And he was talking about football. We were just talking about football, and he was talking about that. And, that's just having someone who you can connect to, especially with something that you value so deep. Like for example, I mean, at least with me, and I'm sure you too. Sports are very important. So being able to connect that way, that's a really big friendship builder and like connection builder. So, I think it's cool that you definitely have been playing semi-pro ball. That's cool. Obviously, I'm sure it's not, obviously it's not the NFL, but you're still getting to do something that you love, and
Oh
that's what
yeah.
matters at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's definitely important. But what was I about to say? Oh yeah, guys. Currently, we are about. I was gonna just pause the podcast real quick. I was gonna link this so that they could go through it. We just made the new YouTube. Or
Okay.
So I'm gonna link it for him. I'm gonna just plug it real quick. That way I don't have to do it at the end of the video. All right, I'm about to go now. Okay, guys. So we're about halfway through the podcast. If you guys haven't already, like I said, Mel's socials will be up here. I'm gonna link them on the top. Go check him out. And then we have a new YouTube channel called Two Homies Extras. I want y'all to go check that out. It's gonna be snippets of the podcast before we publish it out. That way you guys can get a little, not like a trailer almost kind of thing. Go check that out. That's gonna be cool. I'll link it right here. Okay, so we've talked about a whole bunch of stuff. Actually, this has been a really informational podcast. What do you plan on seeing yourself down the road? You know what I'm saying? Once, obviously, I don't know how far you plan to. Whatever you're gonna say, obviously, I don't know. Where would you like to be? Let's just say in 10 years from now.
10 years from now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been bouncing ideas back and forth recently. I think I'm going to push more towards acting. I like the comedy. I don't know if I want to do stand up. I don't even know if I have the guts, to be honest with you, to do stand up. But I definitely doing the acting side, that was super fun. First time on the set, going through the process, learning the lines, bouncing back and forth with other actors. It was a bug. I caught the bug in a sense. So
Right.
I definitely want to move towards the acting side. I'll always do social media. That started it, so it's always gonna be fun doing that. But on a more professional side, yeah, I would like to do more acting and see where I can go with that. Just I want to continue doing what I love to do, making people laugh in any way, shape, or
Right.
form, and just having fun and spreading love. So, if that can bring financial gain on the back end, I'm all for
It's
it.
a win-win situation.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm definitely looking at that. I do merch as well. Website is silverbackmel.com. So I'm doing everything from cups, coffee mugs. I got bumper stickers. I got
Right.
key rings, keychains. I'm actually going to try to come out with a palette. I want to come out with, you know, um, I have a chapstick right now called Smooches by Silverback. So, I'm just trying to tap into everything.
Right.
I want to do stuff that they're like, what? He has that? Like
Yeah.
he has a makeup palette out? Like, why? Go try it and find out,
You know what I'm saying?
So,
Well, it's actually kind of cool because merch is actually a really big part for creators. Merch is like I said, a brand. We're about to launch
hmm
our t-shirts and hoodies pretty soon. We're trying to finish that up. I'm trying to find a way to get the merch made, but it's not so expensive. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to spend
yeah,
$600 on my first drop. Let's just say nobody buys it. Well, I'm down $600 now. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
we're trying to figure not necessarily, how do I say this? An economic. No, that's not even the right. You know what I'm trying to say though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
A
yeah.
cheaper way,
Affordable way. Yeah,
a cheaper way to start off because it would be really cool for our brand to take off. You know what I'm saying? This is something that I really want to put my time into. Having a podcast, I've always thought podcasts are cool. I remember when I was able to listen to radio shows. Willie's talk show. You know what I'm saying? The Road Show.
hmm
All that stuff is so cool because you're getting to talk about whatever you want, and there are people who will actually sit down and listen to it. I think that is just so cool how people can be so engaged into listening to you. That's really cool. You know what I'm saying? That's why having
yeah,
you just made the podcast even more versatile. You're our first creator on here. Well, our first TikTok influencer, I would say. On here, which is so dope. But one more thing before I have a couple. I've about two topics I want to talk about. One of them
yeah.
is um when when you're on TikTok as a creator, do
hmm
you feel as if you are looked up to? Do you feel like there's people who, no, I don't want to say rely on you, but use you in a way to not necessarily make themselves feel better, but you know, you haven't. Do you think you have an impact on people's lives on TikTok? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I do now, recently, especially, and I would say in the last year, I would definitely agree with that. At first, I looked at it as, people just think I'm funny, but it wasn't until I started doing the gastric bypass surgery where I realized people were paying attention. I was up in the air about if I'm going to, make it a vlog type of thing where I kind of break in the ins and outs, the goods and the bads of my process, because every surgery is different with that. And at first I kind of was reluctant. I put some things out, and it wasn't until people were hitting me up and asking me legit questions like, "What's your thought process? How should I do this? This I've thought about it." And people were coming out of random places like, "Man, I
yeah,
really considered doing the surgery, and you were the determining factor." I've had people hit me up, "Hey, I've gotten the surgery since you've gotten it. I did it because you made me comfortable with doing it, and
right.
I've changed my life. So I thank you so much for that. And I at first I was regretful, like I shouldn't have aired it out. It was too much. Now I'm like I'm glad I did because
You're helping
you
people.
never know whose life you save by just simply saying I did it. It's okay. It's not as bad as everybody seems because you can always pull up the horror stories of anything. It's not very
Right.
often that you see people go through it that you can relate to and say, "Hey, I'm about to do it. That 2 weeks before I got the surgery, the liquid diet, is it really that bad?" And I can say, well, this is what I did and it helped for me, but I had some bad days and things like that. Even with cutting my hair, I have days where I'm like, I shouldn't have fucking cut it. This was stupid. And then I have days where I'm like, I'm so glad I cut it because it's
Right.
not hot anymore or something like that. So it's when you put your personal life out there to a certain extent. Of course, you need your privacy, but there's
Right.
certain things. If you're ever in a question about putting it out there, I say give it a shot and see how it works because you never know who's watching. Like you said, I didn't think I was that impactful to anybody until I started putting those things out, and now I'm realizing people actually pay attention to me and listen and watch what I do. So
Right.
I definitely say yes, I do feel that I am impactful. I can't believe that I am. It's a shock. Like, man, people are paying attention like that, but I'm glad I'm able to be a good influence in regards to these areas versus just being another person putting out that negative energy.
Right. Yeah, that's. I can definitely see where you're coming from. You have almost 100K followers on TikTok, so having
Mhm.
that, it has to feel good knowing that you have helped people. You know what I'm saying? It kind of it almost helps you. You know what I'm saying? You do
Yeah,
feel like what you're doing is the right way, and like you're doing something good. And there's a lot of bad out there. So,
yeah,
um,
yeah. Definitely.
another thing I want to talk about is your comedy. You know what I'm saying? You said you like comedy and acting. What kind of started you going down that road of comedy? What kind of made you hooked in? Was it like a movie you watched that you thought was funny, or like what drawed you into comedy?
Honestly, it was to mask the negative. Like I said, as a kid growing up, I dealt with a lot. My mom passed when I was younger, so that took a lot out of me. And comedy was like my way of, in a sense, saying everything's okay without knowing for sure. So it became second nature to where even when I was upset, I would say and do things that people thought were funny.
Right.
And to translate that to now, it's just like it's one of those go-tos, man. No matter what's going on, if you can laugh, it's its own medicine. And people say that laughter is the best medicine. It really is. It pushes the
Right.
endorphins to take the stress off, take the edge off, take the nervousness off of any situation. So, it's just kind of one of those things. I grabbed it by the horns and
Yeah.
ran with it.
You kind of just kept it with you. It's one of your traits, you would say, kind of.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Another thing, really quickly before we hit this last topic is, is there any way? Obviously, I don't know what you could say on this, but what is your TV show about? So that.
Um, it's a zombie comedy. So to break it down, it's gonna have the platform of like your Walking Dead, but it has that comedic twist of
Oh, like
you,
Zombieland, kind of.
yeah, like you with your friends, and you like, man, if I was with that zombie, I'd have smacked him and probably pushed my friend down and take off running. We actually do stuff like that in the
Right.
show. To you know what I'm saying? We take what
Yeah.
people think about and we've made it a show now. So for the to without giving too much away, yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's a zombie comedy. It's idiots that got stuck in a
In a
zombie
zombie
apocalypse.
apocalypse. Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds
yeah,
dope. That
yeah.
sounds dope.
Yeah.
So when's it coming out? Do you have is there a
It's
set date?
there's not a set date yet. We're still in the process of producing the first season. So hopefully no later than I want to say fall of this year. We should have some more information, if not already releasing the first couple of episodes on the Amazon Prime.
Right, and I'm already on Prime, so I'm definitely gonna watch it out. So,
Yeah, yeah.
it sounds dope. You know what I'm saying? That's quickly before we go into this last topic. Amazon Prime Video, pretty big. We've
Yeah.
seen a lot of underrated TV shows really blow up. There are good
Hmm.
TV shows on Amazon Prime. Obviously, everybody got their Netflix and Hulu and all that, and they stay on that. But if you have Prime, it comes free with it. You may as well
Yeah.
check it out. So, you know, I think it's cool. Obviously, starting off, this is your first show, correct?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hopefully this could elevate you to a Netflix show or even a
Mm.
movie. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It would be super cool to see that blow up for you, just for not obviously for everybody else in the show. I'm sure it would be cool. Everybody's trying to get their name out there, but for you, I can only imagine good things. If it blows up, that's huge for you. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's a milestone almost. So yeah, that's definitely dope. Everybody go check that out. When the show comes out, I'll come. Obviously, this video will be 4 months old. I'll come back chat and I'll link it I'll pin the comment. Y'all go check them out. So the last thing I want to talk about is, what do you have to say to, I don't want to say kids, but to people who are, like I said, what would be your advice if you were trying to start from scratch and push your brand out, from scratch, and like what tips could you give to those people who are kind of lost and don't know where to start?
I think the biggest thing I would say is take no out of the equation. That one thing I've learned with branding and everything, take no out of the equation. You can always find a reason to say no. You have to look for. There's always a reason to say no, but you have to look for a reason to say yes in a lot of cases. And when you're talking about branding and especially merch and putting that out there, it's gonna take money. You got to
Right,
spend money to make money. It's gonna suck buying, like you said, 50, 60 shirts, not knowing if they're gonna sell. But in the same breath, once those 50 or 60 shirts
you've
are
made a lot of your money back.
paid, yeah, yeah. Once they're sold, you'll make that money back. But once you purchase it, it's you're here now. These shirts are here.
Yeah,
So the difference between them sitting in the back of your living room and sitting on somebody's body is your drive. How bad
right,
do you want to get these shirts out of there? And that's one thing I've learned. I mean, like I said, I got stickers, I got decals, I've got shirts. There's people wearing my brand that I've never met in person. Um, there's people I know personally that I see every day, talk to on the phone, and can reach me anytime possible that have been and said, "Look, I don't want nothing free. I want to go buy it." So it's you make it connected to your people. Listen to them. I have people call me now, man. I don't like that design. I don't like that logo. Well, what do you think? What do you suggest? You
right,
know what I'm saying? I've even had people, hey, can we do something together? Absolutely. Could it hurt my brand? Possibly. But in the same breath, it gets me back out there. You see what I'm
right,
saying? Never be too good to help somebody else come up. And
right,
that's my thing. Like I'm not where I want to be. And if somebody else like, man, I'm looking to do some merch, I want to get my merch started. Cool. How can I help? Because you never know. You merchant connected with somebody else may
Could
get two or three more
right.
shirts sold. Yeah, because they're like, oh well, I like his design too, and their designs on the same shirt. Let's do
And
something.
then there you
You
go.
just
Look at that. Everybody's helping out. So everybody's getting that
exactly.
benefit. Yeah, that's definitely cool. Um, for at least for our merch, we only have about 200 followers currently on YouTube. I'm
Hmm.
transferring over my old channel to this channel, and I have a lot of people in my Discord server who are popping on the bandwagon, starting to support. So it kind of started off as we wanted to do something like merch. We didn't know what we wanted to do. We sat down. We were just brainstorming one night. We were out. We were
Hmm.
like, what are we gonna do? What's something that everybody, you know, it's hard when you release something that like it's gender specific. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking at it
Yeah.
like that. I'm just saying like if you drop like a bathing suit for a man, well, what if a chick wanted it? You know what I'm saying? So you have to look at something that's affordable though, but everybody can get. So we have stickers being made. I'm gonna go pick them up in a couple days. We got our T-shirts being made, which the design actually came out really clean. My
Hmm.
mother, I don't know if you know what the Cricut machine is, but
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, my mom, we tested a design out there to see how it would look, and it actually turned out really good. I think it's going to be cool. It's going to have our logo on it, and it's going to have a Be Different in our name. It's going to have, no, it has the logo. It's like a circle logo on the front, and then it's going to have Be Different on the back, and then just two homies on the back. So that turned out really cool. So hopefully
Nice.
that'll go. So, like I said, thank you, Mel, for coming on the show. Like I said, everybody who tuned in and watched this, thank you. Like I said, his socials are going to be linked. I'll have them time stamped out throughout the video in the description. Go check him out. He's awesome. Go drop a follow.
Appreciate
Go
it.
drop a sub to his YouTube. And thanks for coming on, Mel.
No problem, man. Thank you for having me.
Of course, bro. All right. Thank you guys. Like I said, this video I don't know when this video is coming out. Probably in about, I don't know. I'm going to have to edit it. But like I said, thank y'all for coming to watch. Peace.
Yeah.